I am a legal immigrant, and I want to tell you something. I'm disgusted by what people from other countries like Mexico are doing right now in my new country. I came from Mexico. I came legally. I have worked all my life here to get what I have. I have never asked for a penny to the government. I didn't come here to get something from the government. I came for an opportunity and I got it. And I have the American dream. What about all of those people protesting in California and New York? What are they doing? They are burning the city. If you don't like to be deported and you want to stay here, you have to have your best behavior.
Facts.
Not the worst behavior. You think that we want you here with that behavior of burning cars, burning the entire city? Why? Why do we talk to the authorities in your behalf? Has no meaning on that. And for the people that are defending these violent attackers, people that don't deserve to be here, shame on you. Shame on you, because you're supposed to talk and to tell them the truth. You're not supposed to line up with them. You're supposed to tell them, go to your country. You are waving the flag of another country that you love. Go. You don't need to be here. You don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve another opportunity in this country, because apparently you don't love this country like I do.
Big facts. I couldn't agree with her more. You don't love this country like I do. You don't. Apparently, you don't even love this country like she do. She put in the hard work. She went through the system the correct way. Whether she lying or not, I don't know, but we're going to take her word for it. I do not understand how you can be begging to stay in America but wave an American flag. If it was me, like I said in the previous video, I'd be out there with the American flag, singing the Star Spangled Banner or something. Because it doesn't make sense for you to be in America waving the Mexican flag, burning America down, and saying, please don't deport me. And the crazy thing about this is, y'all do this? Shut up, Siri. See, look, Siri is goddamn listening to my conversation, talking about that's not nice. Nobody even talking to you. But listen.
Is there something else I can help with?
No, Siri. Shh. I might have to unplug it now. Nobody even said her name. Nevertheless, you. Y'all caught that lie. Yo, shorty against us too. We gotta get her out the crib. Hell no. But listen, it doesn't make sense for us, you guys, to be waving a Mexican flag in America, begging to stay here while burning it to the ground. That's like me going to my partner house or going to a girl house and I'm trashing the place and she kicks me out. She tells me to get out, but I'm saying, no, I'm not getting out. I want to stay, but I'm steady trashing the place. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Matter of fact, let me give you a better analogy. She kicks out one of my homies that was tearing up the place, going crazy. That was a criminal trying to assault her, bringing in rats and roaches, bringing in drugs and trapping out her house, right? She said, you gotta go. You tearing up the place. You bringing down the value of my home. You bringing all type of drama to my crib. You gotta bounce. And then I get upset because he came into the house, didn't even get an invite. I got the invite. He didn't get the invite. She invited me. He came unannounced and he started trapping out the house. She say get out, but I get mad. And then I start storming the place and trashing the place and burning it down. That don't make sense, right? You understand it when we put it into that analogy, but you don't understand it when it comes to your amigos and amigas having to go home. The ICE agents deported a couple of criminals that day, and y'all just now up in arms. You don't believe me? Let's hear from Tom Homan himself.
Tom, what's your response?
Well, first of all, it's just ridiculous. That reporter from SMEC, he's a joke. He's a dishonest reporter. What we discussed was, for those protesters that crossed the line, I've said it many times, you can protest, you get your First Amendment rights. But when you cross that line, you put hands on an ICE officer, or you destroy property, or I says that you're impede law enforcement, or you're knowingly harboring, concealing illegal alien, that's a crime. And the Trump administration is not going to tolerate it. You cross that line, we're going to seek prosecution in the Department of Justice. Then the reporter asked me, well, could Governor Newsom or Mayor Bass be arrested? I said, well, no one's above the law. If they cross the line and commit a crime, absolutely they can. So there was no discussion about arresting Newsom. And so, what he's done, he's failed that state. He waited 2 days of that city burning and people getting hurt, officers being assaulted, before he made any declaration of an unlawful assembly. He's late to the game. President Trump isn't late to the game. Men and women of ICE are not late to the game. And let's make this clear. I keep hearing this term ICE raids. What happened with how this riot started is that ICE was serving a series of criminal warrants at a business being investigated for money laundering, customs fraud, and serious violations on sending money to criminal cartels that in Colombia and Mexico that fund criminal cartel activities in the United States. It's a part of an overall conspiracy that ICE is investigating. So we're arresting bad people. We were enforcing laws and following up on a serious criminal investigation on cartel financing. So that's exactly what ICE did. And ICE took a lot of bad people off the street that day. We arrested a sexual predator, we arrested gang members, arrested somebody that had an armed robbery conviction. So we made LA safer. The men and women at ICE, the men and women of the Border Patrol made LA safer that day. But you're not hearing any of this. All you hear is a rhetoric about ICE being racist, about ICE being Nazis and terrorists. And Governor Newsom feeds that. Just like Hakeem Jeffrey feeds it, that he's going to unmask ICE agents. And the members of Congress who keep feeding this rhetoric, they're the ones that are causing this riot, because they don't listen to the truth about what the men and women at ICE are doing. We're keeping our promise to American people to make these streets safe again. And that's exactly what we're going to do, and we're not going to stop doing it.
You know what's crazy about this, right? The infatuation of the Democrats when it come down to criminals. He just pointed out the criminals that he went to go arrest that day. Democrats go up in arms. Cabrera Garcia, whatever the dude name, who got sent back to his country, criminal, MS-13. Democrats rushed down there to go have martinis. Now, they said the martinis were staged. I imply so. I don't know. But they go down there and they have a talk to make sure he okay, knowing that they really can't do nothing, just to have a photo out with the guy. Oh yeah, I went down there to talk to him, see how he was doing, make sure he was okay, tell him that his family miss him, and blah, 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 blah. The fact that they even let the guy come out of the prison to sit down and have a talk with the guy is stunning to me, because I would have left his ass in prison. He's a criminal, he's gonna be in jail. All right? They let the man go down there and have a conversation with him and have this photo op. Democrats go all the way down there. They continue to always defend the criminals, but they never say nothing about the victims. What about this lady right here, Larisha Thompson, who was deleted out of here? Now I gotta be careful with my words, because your boy done got monetized. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stand up for you. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. But listen. Larisha Thompson, right? These people that deleted her, illegal immigrants. Did anybody say anything? Did Kamala Harris? Now, mind you, this is a black woman, right? A black woman. Did Kamala Harris come out and say anything? Did Kamala Harris come out on her Twitter and say anything? Rest in peace, Larisha. Did Jasmine Crockett come out and say anything? Rest in peace, Larisha. No, but they say Black Lives Matter, right? Kamala Harris came out here with this statement, this BS statement right here. And mind you, Kamala Harris is in California. Los Angeles is my home. And like so many Americans, I am appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. Deploying the National Guards is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. Instead of saying, Antifa, take y'all ass home. Instead of saying, hey, the anti-peaceful protesters, take y'all ass home. Instead of saying, hey, peacefully protest. Hey, we do not condone the violence. They say calling the National Guard is going to provoke them. Calling the National Guard should make them chill the F out. That's what calling the National Guard should do. This whole statement that she made. Let's continue to read. In addition to recent ICE raids in Southern California and across the nation, it is a part of Trump administration to calculate agenda to spread panic and division. This administration actions are not about public safety. They are about stroking fear. Stroking fear. And we want to talk about stroking fear, but look at it. This is the streets. This look peaceful. This look fearful to me. This look like chaos to me. We want to talk about fear, but look at this. This look like straight chaos. What does chaos and fear bring? We want to talk about fear, Kamala Harris, but look at the streets of LA. Y'all don't believe me, right? Y'all don't believe me. Let me show you.
In the front of the building, it's just as tense.
The officers, the federal officers who were guarding the door had to go inside. Over here, they are deciding what they're going to do next.
The scenes of unrest triggered by this. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement agents, also known as ICE, raiding multiple locations across LA, including hardware stores where people search for day labour and a clothing factory.
So what y'all not gonna call that an insurrection? Y'all not gonna call this what are y'all gonna call it? Or y'all gonna continue to turn the blind eye to the violence and the chaos and the BS? Like, the logic doesn't even make sense. Listen, you could come here legally or you could come here illegally. If you come here illegally, which when you hear some of these people talk and what they're going through, like I said before, I don't blame them for going and taking a risk. But when you take that risk, whether it was you who took it or your mother who took that risk to come into this country, they knew what it came with. They knew they can be deported. They knew you can be deported. But they said, you know what? For some of them, life is too dangerous here. And our life is threatened each and every day. So I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to flee to America illegally. So I'm breaking the law, and I know I'm breaking the law, and I'm bringing my child. So I'm taking a risk of if I get caught, me and my child being separated, if they came during the Obama's presidency and Obama term, I'm taking the risk. I'm taking the risk. When I come through with Biden, I'm taking the risk. Oh, he just got the gates open. We're going to take the risk. Even if he lose the next election, I took the risk for a better life. Now, guess what? Rather, you came through Bush administration, Biden administration, Obama administration, Trump administration. You took the risk. Somewhere down the line, someone took the risk. And this is just what it is. I know what the consequences may be. Whether it's 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, 2 years down the line, 1 year down the line. Hey, it is what it is. Now, because if we don't clean this up, we continue to have people coming into this country, right? Causing chaos like this. Causing division like this. And honestly, I do think Trump can handle this situation a little better. But guess what? Trump got voted into office to do this. Imagine patriotic people doing this if Kamala Harris won. and they started to take things into their own hands. Y'all would say they chaotic, they buffoons. Y'all would have called them Hitler. Y'all would have called them all type of things. And you know what's crazy? Like I said, Trump won on this issue. Most of Americans don't want this. They don't want illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, whoever you want to call them, into this country because of the chaos that they bring, the ungratefulness that they have, the delusion that they continue to live in. They don't want this. They don't want the drugs. They don't want the cartel to come in and do the same thing that the people that's running away from Mexico to do in America. It's not hard to believe.
Picking a fight on this, and to an extent, you see Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, a Democrat, and the California Governor Gavin Newsom pushing back. So what do voters see in terms of their perceptions of Republicans, the president, or Democrats, say Gavin Newsom, on this issue?
Yeah, the American electorate believe that the Democrats don't have a clue on the issue of immigration. I mean, you could just take it here. Closer to trust more in immigration, Democrats versus Republicans. Got 3 different polls for you across the board. They all tell the same story. Republicans lead on the issue of immigration. You see it here, CBS +6. You see it here, CNN +6. You see it here, Ipsos, even bigger, +19. No matter what poll you look at, no matter which way you cut it, the American public is with the Republicans. The American public is with Donald Trump, and to a much greater extent than they were in term number 1. And it's not just on the broad issue of immigration, it's on the specifics as well, in which the American public is with Donald Trump and the Republicans. And that is why Donald Trump is eager to take on this fight and eager for those scenes out of Los Angeles.
And see, this is why I don't just think this thing just fall on. Like, this is not an organic movement that just happened. And I continue to tell you, and I can tell black people this, I tell Hispanic people this, I tell Caucasian people this, I tell all people this. You don't march when you want to march. You march when they tell you to march. These people had a illegal gathering. All right? They didn't have no permits. Right? Why in the world is this here? The delivery date. Let's look at the delivery date on here. Can you see? The delivery date of these bricks is 05/06/25. Now, what I believe, this is my personal belief, I think, because you know in some cases they put the date first, and then they put the month, and then they put the year. And not in all cases they put the month, then the date, right? So in this case, I believe this is 05/06, which is this month, right? Year 2025. What date would that leave us? That would leave us Thursday, right? What day did the riot start? It started over the weekend. Why these bricks randomly get placed there? Come on, man. Okay, Fletch, them bricks supposed to been there. Nah, you tripping. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That you reaching, Fletch. You reaching. Okay, I'm reaching. Okay, I'm reaching. Let me show you more. Since I'm reaching, check this out.
Got this whole corral of materials, a bag of rocks, a bundle of rocks, pallets, trash cans. Huh. Cinder blocks. What the fuck? These streets come riot ready or what?
See, this is the same type of thing that happened during the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not an advocate for Black Lives Matter, but this is the same type of thing. Random bricks placed in random areas that the protesters are going to be walked through. People inciting the violence. That's Antifa, bro. And you have these people that go into these protests to incite the violence and the chaos. So what's going on? This been planned. This been planned. I'm going to show you that it's been planned. So apparently, Craigslist had a hiring post. Somebody post a hiring post on Craigslist looking for the toughest badasses in the city of Los Angeles, right? Seeking extremely tough, brave men for a new crew I'm building. Compensation, $6,500 to $12,000 per week. Oh, they running it up. Where they get this money from? Where they getting this money from? Right? We are forming a select team of the toughest dudes in the area. This unit will be activated only when the situation demands it. But you get paid every week no matter what. High pressure, high risk, no room for hesitation. We need individuals who do not break, panic, fold under stress, and are basically all around kick-ass dudes. What? What's the qualifications? Physical strength, speed, condition is important, but mental toughness is everything. Come on, man. Nah, Fletch, that's a fake post. Man, somebody on the right made that to make the left look bad. Okay, I got more, my guy. It doesn't stop here. Let me show you. Watch how Shorty break this down.
This is what happened during the Black Lives Matter riots, is they would put out these Craigslist ads, and then all these people would call, and then they would recruit all these people to go be agitators at these events. They would turn what was initially a peaceful protest of just marching into a full-blown riot, and that's the very same thing that's happening here. Who can afford that kind of bankroll? Well, NoKings.org can. Apparently this whole thing has been planned for a really long time. They're trying to get more in different days on different states. Specifically, June 14th seems to be a pretty big hot button. They're looking at Phoenix, Atlanta, and a handful of other major cities. You can go to the map on the website and just take a look. Here's some of the organizations that they're working with, and there's a lot of them, but I'm going to go through a couple. There's Bend the Arc, which is Jewish Action. Bernie Sanders, which I don't know. Americans United, Blue Anchor, Cast, Demlist, Families Over Billionaires, Faithful America, Fair Share America, Face the Music, Federal Workers Against Doge, Fun Federal Unionist Network, The Feminist Majority, Bulletproof Pride, Catholics Vote Common Good, Care in Action, Center for Common Ground. I mean, there's tons of them. That's who's paying for it. This has been in the works for a really long time. That should be really nothing new to you. But here's what I will say, okay, with all the paid agitators and all the things going on, there are going to be very real people who believe this is a very real march for justice that are going to be boots on the ground down there thinking that they're doing something. So if you, your family, your friends are thinking about getting together and heading down there and sticking it to the man, don't. Because all of those paid agitators, they have protection, right? They'll get lawyers, they'll get bailed out of jail, but guess who won't? You won't. You will not. You will be left on your own. Here's to hoping you learned the first time with the BLM stuff. Don't do it. Don't ruin your life. Don't ruin your life over this. Don't ruin your job opportunities over this. Don't do it. This is all staged. It's all orchestrated. It's all political. All right, I gotta go. We'll see you later.
This is wild. A mysterious black truck just passed out all of these expensive bionic face shields to protesters in LA, and the news caught it on camera. I zoomed in and found out this is the UVEX bionic shield. These are not cheap. They're around $45 to $65, and you can't just get them in bulk. But one place that sells them is Walmart. And why is that important? Because there's a new protest being promoted called No Kings on June 14th. And even celebrities like Chrissy Teigen are posting it. And it's in magazines and newspapers. And guess who's behind this message? Christy Walton. That's right, one of the billionaire heiresses, a part of the Walmart family. Now, I don't know why they would be behind that protest against President Trump, but remember, just less than 3 weeks ago, President Trump tweeted about the whole tariff situation, saying Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars of last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. So, is it possible that maybe the Walmart family didn't like that and now they're finding ways to make their voices heard? Or is this just a big coincidence? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
I'm telling you, you going down there and you thinking you marching for a just cause? You thinking you doing something? You thinking you moving the needle? You think you sticking it to the man? Yo, I knew people personally to me going down and marching during the BLM riots. I'm at work. man, come into work. Say, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm going downtown to march. I said, for what? You not being suppressed. They didn't do nothing to you. For what? You a half a millionaire. You up 500,000 out. Where you being suppressed? Who said your life don't matter? You know what's crazy? You'll have people on the left in the Democratic Party say, oh no, it's peaceful protest. With all the looting, the burning and the fire and the chaos, they gonna call it peaceful protest. And when they do say it's chaos, they blame Trump. Okay. Not the people that's doing it. They say Trump incited it. Not Antifa, not people, you know, taking accountability and responsibility for their own actions, for destroying other people's property and federal buildings. No, Trump. Okay. It's all Trump's fault. Yeah, all right.
A lot of these peaceful protests are being generated because the President of the United States is sowing chaos and confusion.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The President is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
Yeah, you know, that's the problem when you have live side-by-side television. It's actually a deja vu of what we heard from Democrats in the media back in 2020 during the riots protesting the killing of George Floyd. They call those protests mostly peaceful, and as we saw, violent rioting and looting and even extreme violence against people like law enforcement.
Who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so, when martial law is called, what are you gonna say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents.
Burning the American flag, looting stores. What does looting have to do with the riot? Why are we looting? Why are we breaking into stores, jugging shoes, busting into T-Mobiles, placing rocks purposefully? So then when police are driving by, they getting beamed with rocks. Listen, man, I don't really have no solutions for you. But to make sure that you armed and ready, make sure that you keep your family close, make sure that you have some preservative food, make sure that when it comes down to the election time, that we not continue to get finessed by both parties, and that we don't continue to let people play on our fears. This immigration thing is going to be a problem. It's always been a problem in America. Everybody got ideas, but nobody has executed. We know what the deep state wants, and we seeing the playbook played right out in front of our face. Get you a group of people that you believe that will have your back during hard times. Y'all orchestrate a plan, and y'all stick close. This is not going to slow down no time soon. Listen, man, you or me, I'm you, we one of the same body. Remember, keep your head up, keep your nose clean. You say the word, you live forever. Peace.
I think we should have strong border security. It doesn't make sense for us to allow hundreds of thousands of people coming through our borders without us knowing who they are. Oftentimes in very hazardous situations and unmonitored situations that could do us long-term damage. I think we should have a serious employer verification system where employers, when they hire somebody, find out what their work status is. Are they able to work here legally? Right now, what employers will say is, well, we check their Social Security card. That's the best we can do. So we've got to set up a tamper-proof system and then hold employers accountable. You pay a fine, you learn English, you stay out of trouble, you've got a job, you go to the back of the line so that those who came here legally, that backlog is cleared before you have opportunities for citizenship. That is a